This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson, and this is Daily Flash.
You ever notice when you're in the radio or in your car and you listen to the radio,
Yeah.
you listen basically to the same kind of music as an adult? You know, like if you have like a genre of music, you pretty much like it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You have your favorite set. Scientists came out, and some studies actually came out, and folks at Deezer compiled basically why at the age of 30, our musical choice is pretty much set.
Really?
And they said that basically it's because of our busy life, number one, and we don't really get to go out and search for new music and that sort of thing, or even genres if you think about it. But they say between the ages of 12 and 22 is when you find the music that you're going to listen to all the time. And I was thinking about this when I read this story, and it's completely true. The same kind of music when I was in those ages, I still listen to today. I love classic rock. Even back when I was a teenager, I loved classic rock. And they say basically it's because of your frontal lobe, your brain develops and kind of seals it in. And during those ages of 12 to 22, you're more receptive to songs. And then afterwards, it turns into nostalgia. And our brains are kind of, we like that nostalgia music. So what you're hearing now, even during commercial breaks, y'all can't hear it, but here in the studio, they play music. You'll hear so many songs that were sampled from songs a long time ago, or remakes and that sort of thing. And nowadays in country music, they're doing it more and more often. They're taking an old country song, but making a new country song inside it where they actually sing it. There's a song called Heads Carolina, Tails California. And he's talking about this girl that was singing it at the karaoke bar, but the actual song is within the song.
Really?
And they're saying it's because people latch onto it. Sure enough, that song actually did really, really well on the charts because of it.
Interesting. I mean, if you think about what you've listened to growing up, I mean, we always had music in my house, so I feel like my musical tastes range from, classical to punk rock.
That's
to
awesome.
Heavy metal. I mean, I can listen to everything. The only thing I don't really care for is folk music.
Folk.
That's a channel changer for sure. But the rest of it, I feel like I'm thankful for my parents because they were all very musical people. They loved a lot of different kinds of music. Soundtracks too were big in my house.
Like movies and stuff like that? My
Yeah.
mom listened to Roger Whittaker. Does anybody know who that is?
No.
He was this guy that whistled all the time.
Whistler.
And he did one song. He did Puff the Magic Dragon. That was the only song I knew. And so growing up, I listened. My mom loved Roger Whittaker, and I would listen to Roger. You Google it, and he'll whistle in his songs or whatever.
Interesting.
And now, I can't stand it. That's maybe I just cranked up the classic rock at that time.
It's like my folk music. Roger
There you go. And it was folk music. Now that I think of it. Yeah.
There you go. Well, a man from Vietnam was suffering from some severe headaches, so he decided to go to the doctor for help. And once they got a closer look, they found chopsticks were jammed up his nose. The scans confirmed the foreign objects had actually reached inside of his skull, which was what was causing those headaches. Doctors believe it happened about 5 months ago when the 35-year-old patient got into a fight. His family confirms he was hurt following a drunken brawl and received treatment at the time. Well, he has since been released from the hospital and is recovering at home. I'm not exactly sure what we're seeing
I
here.
think
Clearly,
that's
this
really
is
weird.
not
That's the
a-
chops. I guess
this
the
is
like
not
the
a
scan.
Is this a scan?
Yeah.
Is this a scan?
And yeah.
Wow.
Apparently they could tell your sexual orientation as well. Can they? I was like, boy, I'm glad it was only chopsticks stuck on. Does anybody know what Vietnamese that means? No. Maybe we should probably research that first before we start showing.
We probably should cuss words.
That wasn't a thorax we just showed.
I mean, if you look at it at a different angle,
Yeah, well,
it may be
sure.
just upside down.
Maybe it wasn't chopsticks that he had up there at all. How do you go that long? It goes and shows you what alcohol does. You black out and you forget stuff.
Yeah.
And imagine they got, this is how I imagine it happened. Some dude crammed it up his nose and they broke him off and they got stuck up there.
How
Wakes up
far
the
would
next
it's like
day.
right in here, right by his nose or his
Yeah.
eyes. Wouldn't that?
And it's like, oh, why everything smells like Kung Pao.
If you sneeze, does like soy sauce come out? That was
Yeah,
stuck out?
exactly,
Like,
right?
He is Vietnamese.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, Vietnamese. Well, I don't know any Vietnamese. Hell,
Sorry.
I don't even know where to go for that.
He should
Anyway,
probably dial back on the drinking a little bit.
let's say that.
Yeah.
The sake.
No.
Is that Vietnamese?
That's
It's
okay.
completely. All right, what we're going to do is learn more about cultures and so much more as I sit in HR during this commercial break.